In a previous video I showed some of the details behind fixing astigmatism. Here I want to show what that looks like when you have a feature that's not circular. Circular features like these gold spheres I think are the best and easiest types of features to use to fix astigmatism, because any stretching that you induce, you can see it along any tangential to any edge. But we're going to show how to do this on right angles, which is a more common feature for a lot of the devices that are created in this lab. So just very quickly, we saw that when we change focus, say to the right, we can induce a diagonal stretch. When we go back to the left side of focus, we can get that stretching to rotate 90 degrees. We want to go in between, which I referred to as an inflection point, and we stop in between where the particle is equally blurry on all edges, and then shift right click to fix the X and Y astigmatism and get us back to a sharp image. So okay, that's with a circle, and that's a pretty easy type of astigmatism to fix. I'm going to go now over to a different pattern. In this case, I have a right angle on a lift-off metal deposition, and what I want to do here is I'm about at focus, and I'm going to induce a certain type of astigmatism. Okay, I think that should do it. So what we can have is a situation where when we're changing focus, as we're looking at a right angle, as I go to the left, you can see this edge has now become sharp, and that it can sometimes fool you into thinking that you have good focus. But notice that this edge has become blurry. So, and as I go to the other side of focus, I can make this edge sharp, and now this edge is blurry. So it's very important not to be fooled by this in thinking that you have good focus just because you have a sharp edge. All this means is that we've now induced an ellipse with our astigmatism that's oriented along the axis of this edge, and then when I go to the other side of focus, we flip that ellipse 90 degrees, and now it's aligned along this edge. So in order to fix this, we just use the same exact principle that we did with a circle. We want to go somewhere in between. So we see stretching along, that's horizontal on the right, on the left it's vertical. So we go in between, and what we're trying to do is see, if I get rid of the center cross, we can see that we have equal blurriness along these edges. And a lot of people are resistant to calling this focus because it does look blurry. It doesn't look quote-unquote in focus, but you have to trust, based on the diagrams that we've made and the descriptions that I'm showing in these videos, that this is actually focus. Alright, so again, stretching horizontal on the right, vertical on the left, we stop in the middle, and now we can change our X astigmatism by going left and right, and our Y astigmatism up and down, and you can see we're getting back to a nice image. We can use focus to check and get back to a good focal plane and iterate again with our astigmatism. You can see now we have what looks to be in focus and astigmatism corrected image. If we zoom in and turn on a reduced window, we can see that here at a higher mag we can maybe see there's a slight stretch now along a diagonal, and we can go about the process of fine-tuning this alignment by finding focus and then correcting astigmatism. Now once you have it aligned like this is a macroscopic feature. We use this edge to get close to astigmatism. You can also look at other types of features. We have circles that can be useful for doing our alignment, such as this feature on the metal pad, and we can also use texture. So here we see some texture. If we turn on our reduced window and put it on that texture, if we had bad astigmatism, we can now see, as I go to the left, maybe it's stretching horizontally. As I focus to the right, maybe it's a little vertical. So again, we stop in the middle, and then we do shift right click to fix our astigmatism. And again, as I mentioned in the previous video, while you're fixing astigmatism, if you see that the the image is stretching, then that tells you that you're on the wrong focal plane, and that's your cue to go back to focus, get to the middle where there's no stretching, equally blurry on all sides, as we have here, and then fix the astigmatism. Okay, so that's a little tutorial on how to do astigmatism correction on features that are not circular and on the texture of your sample. In another video, I'm going to show how to do what's called a stigmata alignment, which means that as you're adjusting astigmatism, if the image is shifting, we'll show you how to fix that.